Hey gang, this is Aslan King. This is my second update for today, July 4th, 2024, as I document this whole experience of trying to just deal and live since my father's diagnosis of dementia. I figured I went out there today, and we had a nice visit, and I wanted to post some updates about that and just some thoughts, about this whole thing in general. The idea being that maybe it's helpful to somebody. Maybe it's helpful to me. It's definitely helpful to me. Honestly, my therapist's been on vacation for like 2 months, guys. Poor timing. I'm goofy. Anyway, I'm gonna start with the up. The up was during my visit with Pa today. He was just in a nice mood, and we laughed a lot. I don't know what we were laughing at all the time, but he was happy, and I haven't seen that in a real long time. It feels like. So there was that. I guess the down is. I think I mentioned it in another video. When I go visit, I like to bring some food, because food in institutions, he's in a care facility now, and institutional food, they do the best with what they can, those people that work in the kitchen, but it's a for-profit business and there's no profits in providing good food. So so I try to bring something up, snacks, meals, whatever it is. Today I stopped off at a little barbecue truck. I picked up little sausage, Fenway sausage. Oh man, this sounds fancy, right? And it's just like, I guess it's just a grilled sausage with peppers and onions on a bun, and I had him put the bun separate so it doesn't get soggy. You got to think about these things. And I got there, and it stayed warm because I brought a little thermal bag too. It stayed warm all the way, and then when I got there, I checked in with the nurse, and I said, "Hey, I brought my dad some lunch. Did you guys eat lunch yet?" And she told me no, but he didn't eat. Or she told me yes, they did eat lunch, but he didn't eat very much. And so I asked him. I was like, "Hey, man, I brought you lunch. Are you hungry?" And at first he was like, "No," and I was like, I brought you this Fenway sausage," and he was like, "Boy, give me that," And then another nurse came over and told me that as of yesterday, he's on a puree diet, which is brand new to me for him, and that was the down today. That was a punch, So they brought it down, and they pureed it for him, and then, can't blame him for not wanting it once it's no longer a sausage, once it's soup. Who really wants that? So that was a bummer today, man. I'm gonna bring up other things, trying to think of different things I can bring up that won't be disgusting pureed, obviously like stuff that's already mushy. But yeah, that'll be something to think about. Aside from that though, and that was big, hearing that today was like getting hit, man. But aside from that, we had an awesome visit. Um, the last time I visited, which was about 2 days ago, he didn't recognize me, and today he did, so that was good. Um, we talked about um, some family, so that was good. And like I said, he was laughing at something, I don't know, but that was nice. That kind of brings me up to a thing that I wanted to touch on. The idea behind doing this, other than the selfish thing of, you know, just venting to anybody that'll listen. The big idea behind it, the good that I think might come of it, is connecting with other people going through a similar thing, a family member diagnosed with, a cognitive disease, neurological disease like dementia or anything like that. Just to share that information, any information that I get, put it out there. Hopefully it's something helpful. So the info that I wanted to put out now is, as I'm talking to my father during these visits, and whether he knows he's talking to me or thinks he's talking to somebody else, whatever that situation is, he's typically not making sense. He's talking about things that happened a long time ago as if they just happened. He's talking about people that it seems like he's seeing who aren't in the room, hallucinations, that sort of thing, expectations that he's having of what is going to happen, that just those things aren't going to happen, unfortunately. And so what I wanted to really touch on is, and I hope you don't, but if you do find yourself, somebody that you care about gets this disease, and you're not sure what they're talking about, just try to go with it, That's what I've learned, not just, over the last month or so, as my dad's was diagnosed and through the progression of this disease. But in long time ago, when I used to work with folks with different issues, sometimes you just go with it. It's very confusing, I think, if you try to interrupt that reality that they're experiencing right now, even though it's not reality. I think it's very confusing, and I think that can cause a lot of fear for people. So that's my tidbit today. When someone's just clearly not tethered to reality, just go with it. Maybe you can nudge them in a certain direction if possible, a happier direction if they're going to a dark place. Maybe you can kind of try to steer the ship for them a little bit, but maybe not contradict it outright, Yeah, that's what I got to say. If you have thoughts, drop them in a comment. One thing I want to maybe look at is, in a future video, is I'm interested in finding resources for myself to deal with the personal side of this. A lot of dealing with this is finding resources to help my father, dealing with insurance, negotiating the facility, doctors, nurses, psychiatrists, PTs, all that stuff. But another part of it is you know, this takes a toll on all of us, and you know, I need to find those resources for myself, for my sister, if she's interested in that. So hopefully another video soon, I can put some of those resources out there. Anyway, hope everybody's having a great night. I hope the fireworks don't freak out your dogs too much. I know those big ones really, really spook my pup. Good night.